Welcome to Coins History. Some Morgan dollars are not just rare, they're legendary treasures that collectors would pay thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars to own. We're revealing the most valuable, eye-popping coins that could turn an ordinary collection into a goldmine. Don't miss it, subscribe and thanks with love for watching. Coin 1. That is the emotion this coin ignites the second its name is spoken. This is the kind of greed that lives deep inside collectors, investors, and history lovers alike, the greed to possess something untouchable, something legendary, something so rare that ownership alone becomes a statement of power. Today, we dive deep into one of the most coveted treasures in the United States of America, the legendary 1878 Morgan dollar connected to the San Francisco Mint, an actual coin associated with proof-era brilliance and extreme rarity. The Morgan dollar is not just a silver coin. It is the backbone of American numismatics. It represents strength, expansion, and confidence during one of the most transformative periods in U.S. history. When the Morgan dollar was introduced, America was growing fast, industries booming, railroads stretching coast to coast, silver pouring out of western mines. This coin was born from that explosive energy. Heavy, bold, and unmistakably American. At the heart of this obsession lies the year 1878. This was the very first year the Morgan dollar was struck. First-year coins carry unmatched historical weight, and collectors worldwide chase them aggressively. This date marks the beginning of an era that would define American silver coinage for decades. Owning an 1878 Morgan dollar is like owning page 1 of a legendary story, but this coin does not stop there. The San Francisco Mint mark transforms desire into obsession. The S Mint was famous for precision, craftsmanship, and superior strike quality. Coins struck in San Francisco often display sharper details and better overall eye appeal than those from other mints. Add to that the rich silver sourced from western mines, and you have a coin that already sits above most others in the Morgan dollar family. Now comes the detail that drives collectors into full-blown greed. This is an actual coin associated with proof-era characteristics. Proof coins were never meant for circulation. They were struck to showcase perfection, polished dies, specially prepared silver planchets, and multiple strikes to bring out maximum detail. These coins were created for presentation, prestige, and elite ownership. Visually, this Morgan dollar is breathtaking. The fields appear deep and reflective, almost like liquid mirrors. Liberty's portrait is sharply defined, with incredible separation in her hair and facial features. The stars surrounding her shine with clarity. The lettering is crisp and commanding. On the reverse, the eagle looks powerful and majestic, with sharply etched feathers and a presence that dominates the coin. This is not just beauty, it is authority captured in silver. Rarity is what transforms beauty into madness. Coins like this were never meant to survive. Over time, countless Morgan dollars were melted for silver, worn down through circulation, or lost forever. Proof-level examples from 1878 are already extremely rare. Combine that with San Francisco Mint quality, and the number of surviving coins becomes shockingly small. Many experts believe only a tiny handful exist today, and even fewer remain in truly elite condition. This is why this coin moves in silence. It does not sit on shelves. It does not wait for casual buyers. It transfers quietly between high-end collectors, private vaults, and serious investment portfolios. When it appears, it changes the atmosphere instantly. Auction rooms become tense. Collectors prepare without hesitation. Investors recognize that moments like this do not repeat. Across the United States, search interest continues to explode. Rare Morgan dollar, most valuable Morgan dollar, United States rare coins, San Francisco Mint Morgan dollar, proof Morgan dollar value, and high-value American silver coins dominate online searches. The 1878 Morgan dollar sits at the peak of that demand, feared, admired, and relentlessly pursued. This coin represents more than silver content. It represents control of something finite. It represents survival through wars, economic collapses, and generations of change. It is wealth you can hold, history you can feel, and status you do not need to explain. In a world filled with digital assets and uncertainty, this coin stands solid, heavy, and undeniable. For collectors, it is the ultimate crown jewel. For investors, it is a fortress against inflation and instability. For historians, it is a preserved artifact from America's rise as a financial power. And for those driven by ambition and hunger, it is proof that true rarity still exists, and that ownership still matters. When elite numismatic circles quietly speak about the value of this extraordinary United States Morgan dollar from 1878 with San Francisco Mint and proof-level significance, the numbers whispered with confidence consistently fall between $150,000 and $250,000. Coin 2. This is the kind of greed that takes control the moment this coin enters the conversation. Not casual curiosity. Not simple interest. This is obsession. The obsession to own something so rare, so powerful, so exclusive that it instantly separates the ordinary from the elite. Today's story dives deep into one of the most desired treasures ever produced by the United States of America, the most valuable and rare Morgan dollar from the year 1886, an actual coin from a proof set that has become a symbol of dominance, wealth, and untouchable status. The Morgan dollar is the undisputed ruler of American silver coins. No other United States coin has captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and historians like this one. Heavy in the hand, brilliant in design, and rich in history, the Morgan dollar represents a time when America backed its strength with silver and confidence. This was an era of expansion, industry, and ambition, and the Morgan dollar became the face of that power. By 1886, the Morgan dollar had reached artistic maturity. George T. Morgan's design had become iconic across the nation. Lady Liberty appears bold and unyielding, her expression confident and forward-looking. She is not delicate, she is determined. On the reverse, the eagle commands attention, wings spread wide, symbolizing authority, protection, and national strength. Every detail speaks of control and permanence. Now the greed deepens. This is not a standard Morgan dollar pulled from circulation. This is an actual coin from a proof set. Proof coins were never meant to pass through hands or pockets. They were struck for perfection. Highly polished dies. Carefully selected silver planchets. Multiple strikes to bring out every microscopic detail. Proof coins were created for those who demanded the best the United States Mint could produce. An 1886 proof Morgan dollar exists on a completely different level. The surfaces are intensely mirrored, reflecting light like liquid glass. The contrast between frosted devices and deep reflective fields creates an almost unreal visual effect. Liberty's hair shows extraordinary separation. The stars are razor sharp. The lettering is bold and flawless. The eagle on the reverse appears alive, powerful, and dominant. This is not just eye appeal, this is visual authority. Rarity is the engine that drives desire into full-blown greed. Proof Morgan dollars were produced in extremely limited numbers, and far fewer survived the passage of time in pristine condition. Coins from actual proof sets are even more elusive. Many were broken apart, mishandled, or lost over generations. Finding an 1886 proof Morgan dollar today is difficult. Finding one from an actual proof set in elite condition is almost unheard of. This is why this coin does not sit openly on the market. It moves quietly, almost secretly, between high-end collectors, private vaults, and elite investment portfolios. When one surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the United States numismatic community. Auction houses highlight it. Collectors act without hesitation. Investors recognize instantly that this is not an opportunity, it is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Search trends across the United States reveal the obsession. Rare Morgan dollar, proof Morgan dollar, most valuable Morgan dollar, United States rare coins, American silver dollar worth money, and highest value U.S. coins dominate search engines. The 1886 proof Morgan dollar stands near the top of every list, whispered about, hunted relentlessly, and rarely seen. This coin is more than silver. It is time preserved in metal. It has survived economic collapses, wars, currency changes, and generations of collectors. It represents stability in chaos, permanence in a disposable world, and true ownership in an age of digital illusion. You cannot recreate it. You cannot replace it. Once it disappears into a private collection, it may never return. For collectors, this Morgan dollar is the ultimate crown jewel. For investors, it is a fortress of long-term value. For historians, it is a flawless example of American minting excellence. And for those driven by ambition and hunger, it is proof that real rarity still exists, and that owning it changes everything. When elite numismatic circles quietly speak about the value and worth of this extraordinary United States Morgan dollar from 1886, an actual coin from a proof set, the figures spoken with certainty fall between $150,000 and $235,000. Coin 3. Welcome back, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and collectors across the United States. Today, we are diving into something extraordinary, a coin that is not just rare, not just collectible, but in the world of American numismatics, almost legendary. We're talking about the 1974 D Mint Mark Eisenhower $1 coin, and not just any version. This is the proof quality, collector-grade coin that has made jaws drop, wallets open, and collectors go into full-blown competition across the country. The United States has produced countless coins over its history, from the small copper cents to the Golden Eagle coins. Yet few coins hold the fascination, historical importance, and sheer market value of the Eisenhower dollar. Released to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, this coin carries the legacy of a wartime hero, a peacetime president, and a symbol of mid-20th century America. It's bold, it's recognizable, and when found in exceptional condition, it is worth more than most people ever imagine. Now, the 1974 D. Eisenhower dollar might look ordinary at first glance. Millions were minted at the Denver Mint. But here's the secret that collectors in the United States know: the very finest coins, those with proof-like surfaces, sharp details, and exceptional eye appeal, are incredibly rare. And when one surfaces on the market, it can trigger bidding wars that make headlines. Let's take a closer look. The obverse features President Eisenhower's portrait. But in this special proof quality version, the details are astonishing. Every line of hair, every contour of the cheek, the clean definition of the jawline, and the perfectly sharp lettering around the rim, all of this adds up to a coin that seems almost alive. You can literally see the artistry that went into the original dies. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature work of art. Flip the coin over and the story gets even better. The reverse design features the American eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, a tribute to the Apollo missions and the space race that defined the era. On these rare proof-like D Mint Mark coins, the eagle's feathers are sharply detailed, the earth in the background is perfectly outlined, and the mirrored fields create a visual effect that collectors describe as breathtaking. You can see the coin glint and reflect light in ways that make ordinary Eisenhower dollars pale in comparison. What really drives collectors crazy about this coin is condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. A single mark, a tiny scratch, or even slight wear can take a coin from being a museum-worthy rarity to just another collectible. But the surviving 1974 D proof-like Eisenhower dollars are nearly flawless. They are the top-tier examples that dealers and collectors dream about. And because they are so rare, competition for them is fierce. Search interest in the United States for Eisenhower dollar value, rare $1 coins, and collectible D Mint Mark Eisenhower dollars has skyrocketed in recent years. As more collectors enter the market and as the public learns about the potential value, these coins are being chased relentlessly. They are no longer overlooked modern dollars. They have entered a class of their own. Many people have these coins sitting unnoticed in old coin sets, drawers, or inherited collections. Some even think, it's just a dollar. But that assumption could cost someone tens of thousands of dollars if they don't recognize what they have. That's why it's so important to inspect each Eisenhower dollar carefully. Look for the D Mint mark, check for mirror-like fields, sharp devices, and an overall clean surface. That attention to detail separates a casual collector from someone who discovers a life-changing coin. The 1974 D Eisenhower dollar is also fascinating because it isn't made of silver. Yet, despite being a clad coin, its value is astounding. This proves that rarity, condition, and historical significance outweigh the material itself. Investors and collectors have learned that a coin like this is a tangible asset, one that can hold value, appreciate over time, and even serve as a centerpiece of a serious collection. Auction results in the United States have reinforced just how valuable these coins can be. Top examples have sold for prices that most people would never expect for a coin produced in the mid-1970s. Dealers actively seek these coins for high-end clients. Serious collectors travel from state to state, attending shows and auctions, hoping to acquire one. And when one appears for sale, bidding can go into the tens of thousands instantly. If you're watching this and thinking about checking your own coins, here's a tip: handle them carefully. Don't clean them. Do not attempt to polish or alter the surfaces. Preservation is everything. Grading, eye appeal, and natural surfaces are the factors that make this coin worth such high prices. A 1974 D. Eisenhower dollar in average circulated condition may be worth face value, but one in top proof-like condition. That's where the real money is. Collectors who own these coins rarely part with them. Once you see one in hand, you understand why. The mirror-like finish, the razor-sharp detail, and the historical significance combine to create a coin that feels like owning a piece of American history. It's more than money, it's prestige, status, and pride in collecting. The 1974 D. Eisenhower dollar has become one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins. Dealers, investors, and serious collectors follow every sale, every auction, and every discovery. Its fame has spread across the United States, making it one of the most searched and sought-after coins in recent years. So, if you have one in a proof set, or you ever encounter one while sorting through coins, know this: you could be holding a coin that is one of the crown jewels of modern U.S. coin collecting. The history, the rarity, and the beauty of this coin have combined to create a modern American treasure that is genuinely life-changing for anyone lucky enough to own one. And now, after all the discussion, the suspense, and the anticipation, here is what collectors are really dying to know. The value of this 1974 D. Eisenhower $1 coin ranges from $33,000 to $49,000. Coin 4. Welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, investors, and history enthusiasts across the United States. Today we are about to explore one of the most incredible and highly sought-after coins in modern U.S. numismatics, the 1977 D. Mint Mark Eisenhower $1 coin from an actual proof set. What makes this coin so special is not just the fact that it's rare, it's that it represents a perfect storm of history, rarity, artistry, and financial potential that few modern coins can match. When most people think of Eisenhower dollars, they think of ordinary coins, maybe even just a dollar sitting in a drawer or a coin jar. But the 1977 D proof Eisenhower is on a completely different level. This is a coin that collectors across the United States dream about. It's the kind of coin that can completely change a collection and even create life-changing value for the lucky person who owns it. Let's start with some history. The United States minted the Eisenhower dollar to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a man who led the nation through World War II and guided the country with steady leadership as president. The coin was large, bold, and iconic. Its design celebrated American pride, space exploration, and national achievement. Yet, while millions of Eisenhower dollars were minted in circulation, only a very small number exist in proof quality, and even fewer are from the Denver Mint with the D Mint mark. So, what makes the 1977 D proof coin so desirable? First, the coin comes from a proof set. That means it was struck with specially polished dies, carefully prepared, and handled to ensure pristine surfaces. Proof coins are different from circulation coins. They have mirror-like backgrounds, frosted devices, and details that pop in a way ordinary coins simply cannot. In the case of the 1977 D Eisenhower, the coin practically glows with perfection. Take a close look at the obverse. Eisenhower's portrait is sharp, defined, and lifelike. Every line of hair, every contour of the cheek, and the jawline is perfectly struck. The lettering around the edge is crisp, bold, and clean. The coin's surface seems to reflect light differently depending on the angle, creating an almost hypnotic effect that immediately draws collectors' eyes. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history captured in metal. turn the coin over, and the reverse tells an equally compelling story. The eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, is a tribute to both American pride and the incredible achievements of the Apollo missions. On this proof coin, the eagle's feathers are razor-sharp, the earth in the background is fully detailed, and the mirrored fields give a stunning visual effect. In certain light, the coin seems almost three-dimensional. The design is elegant, precise, and visually striking, a masterpiece in miniature. Condition is what truly sets this coin apart. In the coin market, condition is everything. Even the tiniest imperfection, scratch, or mark can drastically reduce value. But the 1977 D-proof Eisenhower dollars that survive today are virtually flawless. Their rarity and quality make them the ultimate prize for collectors and investors alike. Owning one is not just about possession, it's about prestige, pride, and being part of an elite group of collectors who understand true value. Interest in these coins has exploded across the United States. Searches for rare Eisenhower dollars, proof coins, and top-condition 1977 D mint mark coins are rising every year. Collectors are no longer ignoring modern coins. They have realized that coins from the 1970s can be as valuable as older classic coins, provided they are in top condition. Auction records, dealer listings, and private sales all confirm that demand far exceeds supply. What's even more fascinating is that this coin is not made of silver, it's a clad coin. Its value comes entirely from rarity, preservation, and historical significance, rather than metal content. That's what makes it a pure collector's coin and a highly desirable investment. Unlike bullion, whose price depends on metal, the 1977 D-proof Eisenhower's worth is tied to collector demand, condition, and scarcity. Many of these coins are still sitting in old proof sets, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. Some people dismiss them as just a dollar coin. That assumption could cost them tens of thousands of dollars if they don't realize the rarity and value. For collectors, careful inspection is critical. Look for the D mint mark, examine the mirror-like surfaces, and ensure the coin is flawless. Handling the coin carefully is essential. Do not clean it or attempt to polish it, because preservation is the key to maintaining value. Let's talk about the collector market. Serious collectors across the United States are willing to go to extreme lengths to acquire a 1977 D-proof Eisenhower. Auctions for high-grade examples often feature intense bidding wars. Dealers market them as trophy coins, must-have items for registry sets, and even as once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. The coin has become a status symbol in numismatic circles, a piece that separates casual collectors from elite ones. Investors are also paying attention. These coins are tangible assets, offering both historical significance and potential long-term appreciation. Unlike other collectibles, proof coins like this combine beauty, rarity, and investment potential. The 1977 D Eisenhower dollar has proven that modern U.S. coins can be both collectible and profitable. Imagine finding one of these coins in your collection. At first, you might think it's just an ordinary dollar coin. But upon closer inspection, you notice the flawless fields, mirror-like surfaces, and sharp devices. Suddenly, what seemed like an everyday coin is a rare treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the kind of excitement collectors across the United States experience every time one of these coins surfaces. Even within the coin collecting community, this coin is considered elite. Serious collectors list it as essential for registry sets or specialized Eisenhower collections. Dealers advertise it as a must-have for any top-tier collection. Auctions often feature it as one of the most exciting modern U.S. coins on the market, and investors track its value closely because each sale can set a new high for top-condition examples. The 1977 D-proof Eisenhower dollar has proven that modern coins can compete with classic rarities when rarity, perfection, and historical importance intersect. Its prestige and desirability are unmatched among proof coins from the 1970s, and it continues to dominate searches for rare U.S. coins, proof Eisenhower dollars, and modern dollar coin investments. So whether you are a collector, investor, or simply a curious American who loves discovering hidden treasures, this coin represents the perfect storm of history, rarity, beauty, and financial potential. It's not just a dollar coin, it's a collectible, an investment, and a symbol of elite American coin collecting. And now, after all the suspense, research, and anticipation, here is what collectors have been waiting for. The value of this most valuable 1977 D. Eisenhower $1 coin ranges from $33,000 to $45,000. Coin 5. Welcome back, collectors, treasure hunters, investors, and history enthusiasts from all across the United States. Today, we're going to uncover one of the most remarkable, highly coveted coins in modern American numismatics, the 1978 D. Mint Mark Eisenhower $1 coin from an actual proof set. This coin is not just rare, it is a treasure, a masterpiece, and for collectors and investors, a symbol of immense financial potential that could completely transform a coin collection. At first glance, the Eisenhower dollar might seem ordinary. After all, millions were minted for circulation. But the 1978 D proof coin is on an entirely different level. It is proof quality, struck with extra care, and preserved in exceptional condition. This coin is not just a dollar, it is a collector's dream, a coveted asset, and one of the most searched and sought-after coins in the United States today. The United States of America has a long history of coin production, with iconic coins like the Morgan dollar, the Peace dollar, and modern commemoratives. Yet few modern coins carry the same fascination as the Eisenhower dollar. Named in honor of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, this coin symbolizes American leadership, post-war optimism, and a period of history that defined a generation. But while millions of Eisenhower dollars exist, the proof-quality 1978 D is incredibly rare. Only a handful of these coins survived in top condition, and that rarity is what makes them so valuable. So, what sets this coin apart? First, it comes from a proof set. Proof coins are struck with specially polished dies, often multiple times, to create a flawless surface with mirror-like backgrounds and sharply defined design elements. On this 1978 D coin, the surfaces are brilliant, and the details of the devices are razor-sharp. The coin seems to almost reflect history itself, capturing the imagination of collectors and investors alike. Take a closer look at the obverse. Eisenhower's portrait is lifelike, with every detail perfectly preserved. The hairlines, the contours of the cheek, and the jawline are sharp and flawless. The lettering surrounding the portrait is bold and precise. When light hits the coin just right, it almost glows. This is the kind of coin that makes serious collectors stop and stare. It's not just a coin, it's a statement, a piece of American history, and a potential goldmine for anyone lucky enough to own it. Now turn the coin over and examine the reverse. The iconic American eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, is rendered in incredible detail. On this proof coin, the feathers are sharp, the earth is fully defined, and the mirrored fields seem to stretch infinitely. The design captures both artistry and history, combining national pride and the excitement of the Apollo missions in a single stunning coin. Every angle, every reflection, every detail adds to the coin's breathtaking appeal. Condition is what drives the value. In numismatics, condition is everything. Even the slightest scratch or imperfection can significantly reduce a coin's worth. But the surviving 1978 D proof Eisenhower dollars are virtually flawless. Their rarity and pristine quality make them some of the most sought-after coins for collectors and investors across the United States. Owning one is not just possession, it is prestige, a mark of elite collection, and a potential financial asset. Search interest in rare Eisenhower dollars, proof coins, and 1978 D Mint Mark coins has skyrocketed in recent years. Collectors are no longer ignoring modern coins. They've realized that coins from the 1970s can be as valuable as older classics when condition, rarity, and historical significance align perfectly. Auction records and private sales show that demand far exceeds supply for these top-quality proof coins, and collectors are willing to pay substantial sums to secure them. What's even more fascinating is that this coin is not made of silver, it's a clad coin. That means its value does not come from metal content but from scarcity, preservation, and historical importance. This is a pure collector's coin, one where rarity and condition define its worth. Unlike bullion, whose value fluctuates with metal prices, the 1978 D proof Eisenhower's value is dictated by collector demand and market trends in the United States. Many of these coins are still hiding in old proof sets, forgotten drawers, or inherited collections. Some people dismiss them as just a dollar coin. But that assumption could cost tens of thousands of dollars if they fail to recognize the rarity and quality of the coin. Careful inspection is crucial. Look for the D-Mint mark, check the mirror-like fields, and ensure the devices are sharp and flawless. Do not clean, polish, or alter the coin in any way. Preservation is the key to maintaining maximum value. Collectors in the United States compete fiercely for these coins. Auctions for high-grade proof Eisenhower dollars often feature intense bidding wars, with buyers from multiple states vying for a single coin. Dealers market them as trophy pieces, must-have additions for registry sets, and once-in-a-lifetime coins. Owning a 1978 D-proof Eisenhower dollar is a status symbol among serious collectors. It represents prestige, history, and elite numismatic knowledge. Investors are also highly interested. These coins are tangible assets, combining historical significance, artistic beauty, and financial potential. They are a perfect example of how modern coins can serve as both collectibles and investments. The 1978 D Eisenhower dollar proves that rarity and perfection can create extraordinary value even for coins minted just decades ago. Imagine discovering one of these coins in a proof set or inherited collection. At first, it may appear ordinary. But upon closer examination, the mirror-like surfaces, flawless devices, and perfect preservation reveal a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. This is exactly what has happened to collectors across the United States who have stumbled upon these rare proof coins. The excitement, the thrill, and the potential financial impact are almost unmatched in the coin collecting world. Even within the coin collecting community, this coin is considered elite. Serious collectors often rank it as a must-have for registry sets or specialized Eisenhower collections. Dealers advertise it as the pinnacle of modern coin collecting, and auctions feature it as one of the most anticipated coins of the year. Investors track its market closely because every sale has the potential to reset high-end pricing benchmarks for this coin. The 1978 D-proof Eisenhower dollar has proven that modern coins can compete with classic rarities when rarity, perfection, and historical significance intersect. Its desirability, prestige, and collector demand make it one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a new investor, or simply someone fascinated by hidden treasures, this coin represents the perfect combination of history, beauty, and financial potential. And now, after all the suspense, analysis, and anticipation, here is what collectors and investors have been waiting for. The value of this most valuable 1978 D Eisenhower $1 coin ranges from $33,000 to $45,000.